Video opens with a shot of a lone warrior, chiseled and powerful, standing atop a desolate, windswept peak. The sky is a bruised purple. He is visibly strong, the strongest in his world, but his eyes are empty. He looks at his own hands, then to the horizon, a sense of profound isolation on his face. The music is somber, yet epic. Have you ever felt it? That chilling silence that comes after a victory. The quiet hum of the air in a room where you are, undeniably, the strongest person present. You've put in the work. You've bled, you've sacrificed, you've climbed the mountain, only to find the summit is a lonely, desolate place. There's a danger in this success. A subtle poison that seeps into the spirit. It's a condition I call the Plateau Prison. It's the gilded cage you build for yourself with your own achievements. It's comfortable. It's safe. Everyone looks up to you. But inside, a fire is dying. The hunger that drove you to the top has nothing left to consume. This video isn't just about getting stronger. It's about how to stay hungry forever. Today, I'm going to give you the key to unlock the Plateau Prison, a psychological framework so powerful it has forged gods for mortals. We are going to decode the Goku-Vegeta principle, and I promise you, by the end of this session, you will not just understand why you need a rival, you will go out and find one. The scene shifts. We see our warrior again, but now he's training. The movements are flawless, powerful, but repetitive. There's no spark, no struggle. It's maintenance, not growth. Let's talk about you. You're not a beginner. You've paid your dues. Maybe you're the top salesman at your company. Maybe you're the strongest guy at your gym. Maybe you're the artist everyone in your circle admires. You've tasted success, and it's become your identity. But late at night, when the applause fades and the gym lights go out, the silence returns. And in that silence, a question whispers, is this it? Is this my peak? You feel a strange mixture of pride and dread. Pride in what you've built, and a terrifying dread that you've reached the end of your own story. You try to push harder, but you're pushing against nothing. Your training becomes a ritual, not a challenge. Your work becomes a performance, not a passion. You are shadowboxing in the dark, with no one to hit back. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a martial artist who has defeated every challenger in his small town. He holds the local championship belt. People congratulate him on the street. He is a local legend. He spars with his students, and he holds back, easily parrying their predictable attacks. He feels good. He feels dominant. But what he doesn't feel is sharp. The hidden cost of the Plateau Prison isn't just stagnation. That's the obvious trap. The real, insidious danger is regression. Your blade doesn't just stop getting sharper, it begins to rust. The techniques that once felt electric now feel sluggish. The creative solutions that used to flow effortlessly are now dammed up behind a wall of complacency. Your dominance has become a sedative. While you are sleeping on your throne, the world is moving. Somewhere, out there, in a different gym, a different city, a different company, someone else is training. They are not the champion. They are not comfortable. They are hungry. They are studying you. They are preparing for you. And when they finally arrive at your door, you won't be ready. The prison you built to protect your success will become your tomb. This is the precipice you stand on. The choice between being a monument to past glory, or a force of future evolution. To make that choice, you must understand the most powerful catalyst for growth known to man. It is a force embodied by two warriors whose entire existence is a testament to its power. The screen explodes with energy. We see Goku, his aura a brilliant, searing orange. He is smiling, pure potential, the embodiment of talent. Then, we see Vegeta, his aura crackling, violent purple. His face is a mask of pure, unadulterated will, the embodiment of discipline. They are facing each other across a desolate landscape, the very air vibrating with their power. To understand how to break your limits, we must look to the eternal, cosmic dance of Son Goku and Vegeta. Their relationship is more than a simple rivalry. It is a living, breathing philosophical engine that drives them to heights neither could ever hope to achieve alone. This is the Goku-Vegeta principle. The idea that a dedicated, high-stakes rivalry is not an obstacle to your greatness, but the most direct and potent path to it. It's a symbiotic antagonism. A dance of opposition where each partner's push forces the other to new levels of strength and stability. Let's break down the core components of this universal law. Principle number 1. The mirror of potential. Your rival is not your enemy. They are a mirror. But this is no ordinary mirror that shows you who you are now. It is a divine, cosmic mirror that shows you who you could become. It reflects the potential you haven't yet dared to claim. Look at their dynamic. Goku is a genius of instinct. He doesn't overthink, he feels. He breaks through barriers with raw talent and an almost zen-like ability to be present in the moment. When Vegeta looks at Goku, he doesn't just see a rival. He sees a living embodiment of the freedom he has never allowed himself. He sees a power that isn't born from anger or pride, but from joy and a pure love of the fight. Goku is the mirror showing Vegeta that there is a different, perhaps higher, path to power than the one he walks. Conversely, Vegeta is a genius of discipline. His will is an indomitable force of nature. He grinds his way to godhood through sheer, stubborn, bloody-minded effort. He is strategic, analytical, and relentless. When Goku looks at Vegeta, he sees the focus he often lacks. He sees a Saiyan prince who never forgets his heritage, his purpose, his rage. Vegeta is the mirror showing Goku the jagged edges he has smoothed over, the raw, primal power of a warrior's pride that he sometimes neglects in his quest for a good fight. Your rival is the universe holding up a sign that says, "You are here. But you could be here." They illuminate your weaknesses, not to mock you, but to give you a blueprint for your own evolution. They are the living proof that the next level is not a fantasy, it's a reality someone else is already inhabiting. Principle number 2. The externalized drive. Motivation is a fickle beast. It comes and goes like the weather. Some mornings you wake up with a fire in your belly, ready to conquer the world. Other mornings, the weight of gravity itself feels like a personal attack. Relying on your own internal motivation is like relying on a solar-powered flashlight in a cave. It will fail you when you need it most. A true rival solves this problem. They become your external sun. Think about it. On a day when Vegeta feels beaten, exhausted, and ready to quit, what is the one thought that can drag him from his bed and into the gravity chamber set to 500 times Earth's gravity? It is one simple, maddening image: Kakarot. Somewhere, at this very moment, Kakarot is training. He's laughing. He's eating. And he is getting stronger. That thought is a jolt of lightning to the soul. It makes complacency impossible. The rivalry outsources your discipline. It creates a constant, low-grade, productive paranoia. You can't afford a day off, because you know he isn't taking one. You can't settle for good enough, because you know his standard is legendary. Your rival becomes the voice in your head that replaces the whisper of self-doubt with the roar of a challenge. They are the ultimate accountability partner, one who doesn't even need to be in the room. Their very existence is a demand for your excellence. Principle number 3. The competitive catalyst. Human beings are wired for competition. It is in our DNA. We are goal-seeking organisms, but we perform best when that goal is not an abstract concept, but a living, breathing opponent. A rivalry takes the vague, nebulous desire to be my best self, and transforms it into a concrete, quantifiable, and deeply personal mission. I must surpass him. This singular focus is a superpower. It acts as a filter for your decisions. It eliminates all distractions. When faced with a choice, the only question that matters is, will this help me beat my rival? Asterisk, should I go out drinking with friends, or should I get 8 hours of sleep to recover for tomorrow's training? Should I watch another episode on Netflix, or should I read that book that will give me an edge in my field? Should I do the bare minimum on this project, or should I push for a level of quality that would make even my rival stop and take notice? The answer becomes brutally simple. The rivalry clarifies your ambition. It turns a marathon into a sprint. Goku never just trains to be stronger. He trains because a new, universe-ending threat has appeared, a threat that is often a person: Frieza, Cell, Jiren. And Vegeta doesn't just train to be stronger, he trains to surpass Kakarot. The target is clear, the mission is absolute. Imagine two blacksmiths. One works alone in his forge. He is skilled, and he makes fine swords. He improves gradually, over years. The other blacksmith works in a forge directly across from his greatest rival. Every day, he hears the clang, clang, clang of his rival's hammer. He sees the smoke billowing from his rival's chimney. Every single strike of his own hammer is a response. Every blade he forges is an argument. The heat of their shared forge, the deafening noise of their constant battle, forces an incredible evolution. They are not just hammering steel, they are hammering each other. And with every blow, both blades become harder, sharper, and more legendary. This is the Goku-Vegeta principle. It is the mirror that reveals your potential, the engine that externalizes your drive, and the catalyst that focuses your will. This isn't just a story about aliens with glowing hair. It is a fundamental law of human achievement. So, how do you harness this cosmic power? How do you find your Goku? How do you become someone's Vegeta? The theory is useless without application. We are not philosophers in an ivory tower, we are warriors in the arena. You need a practical, actionable strategy to implement the Goku-Vegeta principle in your life, starting tomorrow. Here is your 4-step training regimen. Do not skip a single step. Step 1. Identify your rival. This is the most critical step. You must choose wisely. A rival is not an enemy you wish to destroy. That is a path to the dark side, a path of bitterness and obsession. A rival is a benchmark you wish to overcome. Take out a piece of paper, or open a new document. I want you to find a person who operates in your field, your arena, but who is currently performing at a level just beyond your own. This person should evoke a specific cocktail of emotions in you. A sharp sting of envy, a deep sense of admiration, and an undeniable spark of motivation. It could be the colleague who just got the promotion you wanted. It could be the athlete in your sport who consistently places higher than you. It could be a creator in your space whose work is just better. It can even be a historical figure, an icon like Bruce Lee or Marcus Aurelius, whose standards you feel compelled to meet. Write down their name. Now, below their name, answer this question. What specific, observable skill or trait do they possess that I currently lack? Don't write vague garbage like, he's a better leader. Get specific. He consistently closes 20% more sales because his follow-up process is relentless. Or, her back squat is 50 pounds heavier than mine because her core stability is on another level. Be precise. This person is not your enemy. They're your new standard. Step 2. Define the battlefield. A rivalry without a scoreboard is just a grudge. You need a clear, objective metric for competition. Vague competition leads to frustration. Tangible competition leads to growth. Look at your rival. Look at the skills you identified. Now, you must define the battlefield. What is the game, and how do you win? If your rival is a writer, the battlefield isn't, who is the better writer. It's, who can publish more high-quality articles this month, or, who can get their novel's first draft finished first. If your rival is a weightlifter, the battlefield is the weight on the bar. It is a number. It is undeniable. If your rival is in business, the battlefield is a key performance indicator, revenue, client acquisition, product innovation. Define the specific, measurable contest. This transforms the rivalry from a nebulous emotional conflict into a productive and focused game. It gives you a target to aim at. You're no longer just trying to get better. You are trying to win. The clarity of that objective is a powerful force. Step 3. Shift from envy to emulation. This is the psychological pivot that separates the great from the bitter. Envy is a poison. It consumes you from the inside. Envy looks at your rival and says, I hate that you have that. I wish you didn't have it. It is a destructive, passive emotion. Emulation is a power. It is an engine. Emulation looks at your rival and says, I am inspired that you have achieved that. Your success proves it is possible, and I will now dedicate myself to learning how you did it. It is a constructive, active mindset. You must become a student of your rival. Deconstruct their success. Don't just stare at their results, analyze their process. Asterisk, what books do they read? What is their morning routine? How do they structure their training sessions or their workday? Who are their mentors? What did they do when they failed? Study them like a general studies an opposing army. Find their strengths and learn how to replicate them. Find their weaknesses and learn how to exploit them in your own approach. Vegeta doesn't just get angry that Goku achieves a new form, he analyzes it. He asks, how did he do it? What is the source of this power? And how can I achieve it in my own way? He doesn't want to steal Goku's power, he wants to earn his own equivalent. Stop resenting your rival's success. Start seeing it as a free lesson. Step 4. Create a competitive feedback loop. A silent rivalry is only half as effective. The real magic happens when the energy flows both ways. Whenever possible, you need to make the rivalry known. This doesn't mean you walk up to them and declare a blood feud. It means you create a channel for respectful, intense competition. If your rival is at your gym, challenge them to a friendly competition. Hey, I'm trying to hit a 500-pound deadlift by the end of the year. You in? If it's a colleague at work, make the competition public and positive. Sarah, you crushed it last quarter. I'm coming for your top spot in Q3, so you better be ready. This does two things. First, it makes you accountable. By declaring your intention, you create positive social pressure that forces you to follow through. Second, it honors your rival. It tells them, I see you. I respect your skills so much that I am using you as my benchmark for greatness. Often, you will find that they are just as hungry for a challenger as you are. You might just be the Goku to their Vegeta. If your rival is a distant figure, someone you can't talk to, then you create the feedback loop yourself. Make a chart. Track your progress against their known accomplishments. Share your journey publicly on social media. Declare your goal to surpass them. Create the pressure, create the stakes. Make it real. Follow these 4 steps, and you will have turned the abstract concept of rivalry into a powerful, practical tool for exponential growth. You will have built your own gravity chamber. Epic montage sequence. We see historical and modern examples of great rivalries. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird battling on the basketball court. Steve Jobs and Bill Gates in their early days, driven and intense. The frenetic energy of the US and Soviet scientists during the space race. The visuals are fast, powerful, and inspiring. Still not convinced? Let the evidence speak for itself. History is not a story of lone geniuses. It is a story of great rivalries. The entire arc of Vegeta is the ultimate proof of this principle. When we first meet him, he is the prince of a dead race, his power capped by his own arrogance. He is strong, but his growth is linear. Then, he meets Goku. A low-class clown who has somehow unlocked the legendary power of a Super Saiyan, a power Vegeta believed was his birthright. This encounter shatters his reality. And in doing so, it unlocks his potential. Every single one of Vegeta's transcendent moments is a direct response to Goku. Goku becomes a Super Saiyan? Vegeta goes through hell itself, training under 450 times gravity, to force the transformation in himself. Goku masters Super Saiyan Blue? Vegeta pushes it further, breaking through to a new level. Super Saiyan Blue evolved, through sheer will and a refusal to be second. Goku achieves the godlike state of Ultra Instinct, a state of perfect serenity? Vegeta rejects this path as alien to his nature and, in a moment of sublime self-awareness, unlocks Ultra Ego, a form powered by pure battle lust and the joy of taking damage. Without Goku as a constant, ever-receding benchmark, Vegeta would have remained Prince of Nothing. He would have polished his throne in the Plateau Prison for eternity. Goku was the crisis that forced Vegeta's evolution. He was the impossible problem that demanded a godlike solution. Their rivalry didn't just make them stronger, it bent the very rules of power in their universe. This isn't fiction. This is a fundamental pattern of reality. Look at the 1980s NBA. The league was dying. Then, 2 figures emerged. The flashy, charismatic Magic Johnson of the Los Angeles Lakers, and the gritty, fundamentalist Larry Bird of the Boston Celtics. They were polar opposites, and they despised each other on the court. Their rivalry defined a decade. They met in the finals 3 times. Each victory for one was fuel for the other's fire for an entire year. Magic Johnson himself said, "The first thing I would do when I woke up in the morning was look at the box scores to see what Larry did the night before." Their obsession with beating each other not only pushed them to become 2 of the greatest players of all time, it saved the entire sport. Look at the space race. For years, American and Soviet rocket science was advancing at a steady, predictable pace. Then, in 1957, the Soviets launched Sputnik. A gauntlet was thrown. A rival had taken the lead. What followed was one of the most explosive periods of technological and scientific innovation in human history, culminating in a man walking on the moon less than 12 years later. Would that have happened without the intense, existential pressure of a rival? Absolutely not. The logic is undeniable. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Isolation breeds complacency. Your potential is a sleeping giant, and your internal alarm clock is not loud enough to wake it. A rival is a cannon blast outside your window at 5 a.m. It is the universe screaming, "Wake up. The world is moving on without you. Your best is not good enough." This state of positive stress, this eustress, is the optimal state for growth. It is where you are alert, focused, and your body and mind are primed for peak performance. You don't need a motivational quote. You don't need another self-help book. You need a rival. You need a purpose. You need a war you can't afford to lose. The video slows down. We return to our lone warrior on the mountaintop. But now, another figure appears on a distant peak across the chasm. The second warrior has a different energy, a different style, but an equal power. They lock eyes. A slow smile spreads across our first warrior's face. It's not a smile of friendship. It's a smile of recognition. Of hunger. The fight is on. The story can continue. So now, the choice is yours. You can remain the king of your small mountain, safe in your plateau prison, watching your skills rust and your fire die. Or you can seek out a higher peak, a greater challenge. You can find that person whose very existence is an insult to your complacency. You can embrace the fire of rivalry and allow it to forge you into the legend you were always meant to become. The path is not easy. It is a path of constant struggle, of humbling defeats, and of pushing your body and spirit to the absolute breaking point. But it is the only path that leads to true growth. It is the only path that leads beyond your limits. Now, we must put this into action. I want you to commit. In the comments below, I want you to answer one question. Who is your rival? You don't have to use their real name. It could be a description, a role, or even a past version of yourself you are fighting to overcome. Acknowledge them. Write it down. Give that rivalry power by declaring it here, in this community of warriors. Let this be the first step in your new war. If you are ready to stop making excuses and start breaking limits, if you are ready to join a legacy of warriors committed to becoming more than they are, then deliver a final flash to that subscribe button and power up the notification bell. Welcome to the Limit Breaker Legacy. Finding a rival is the first step. The next is developing the mindset to endure the pressure of that rivalry without breaking. That requires a different kind of strength, a strategic patience. That's why your next training session is my video on the Piccolo mentality, how to master strategic patience. It is the perfect complement to today's lesson. It will teach you how to be the strategist in your own epic story. Click the video on the screen. The session starts now.